Amy, great to see you again.
Hey, Joe. It's great to be here as usual.
Thanks for carving out some time for me. I appreciate it. So, hey, listen, the last time we spoke, you really did a great job outlining your role in some of the MSP initiatives at Acronis. What I'd like to do this time around is sort of do a snapshot in time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's about 2 years, give or take, since the Cyber Protect platform launched and really began to gain traction with MSPs. Give us a little bit of a rewind. The actual Cyber Protect platform, the focus area, what it's delivering for MSPs, and then we'll talk a little bit about this 2-year journey that the MSPs have been on in terms of accelerating this progress. But start at the beginning, the rollout. Refresh our memory. What was it all about?
So we were set to launch publicly the Cyber Protect platform back in March of 2020,
Right.
which is exactly when the world decided to change drastically for everybody.
Right.
The pandemic came front and center, so we kept pushing back the public launch, and so it felt like all year was kind of a soft launch, but technically we did roll it out. I think our official announcement might have been June, if I recall correctly, of
Okay.
2020.
All right. So the code was fully baked. It was ready. COVID hits, but you get some MSP early adopters, so to speak. So basically, correct me if I'm wrong, you converge the worlds of data protection and cybersecurity, correct?
That's exactly it. So, as you know, Acronis has been around for almost 20 years, about 19 years.
Mhm.
We're most well known for our backup and disaster recovery platform, which we've been evolving for those 19 years. About 6 or so years ago, we saw this need, if you will, for the convergence or marrying data protection with cybersecurity. You can't really talk about protecting your data without talking about security. But at the time, everything was a point product. You had a backup product, you had a DR product, you had a advanced endpoint protection product, you had all these different products. So
Right.
the vision was to bring the two categories, if you will, together into a single product that we call Cyber Protect.
Okay. All right. Now, sometimes I'm not saying this about Acronis. I'm saying this about the software industry. Sometimes when products, quote unquote, come together, they may be at the same URL, but you wind up logging into different dashboards, go down road A if you want security, go down road B if you want data protection, et cetera. Is this, from the Acronis vantage point, a true single experience where it's one dashboard and you really are getting the data protection, the cybersecurity, et cetera?
It absolutely is. It's a single dashboard or single pane of glass and a single agent deployed.
Okay.
That you can enable or disable, manage, administer all of the features and functionality from within that dashboard and utilizing that one agent.
Okay. All right, great.
So it doesn't, and just to clarify, like it doesn't pop you out. Let's say I want to do my email security management. It's in the platform. I don't
Okay.
pop out to another interface that looks different because it was purchased, or whatever. It's fully integrated.
Got it. So it's basically like a service dashboard for data protection and security, and you just select the services you want in that single dashboard, and you rock and roll from there. So if I'm the MSP on this journey, on the one hand, it's always interesting to talk about consolidation, especially when markets are growing. The data protection market's growing, the security tools market is growing. And one thing it's great to see so many MSPs getting savvier about risk mitigation for the end customers and their own businesses. But on the other hand, I seem to sense a tool sprawl at this point. Is that anything that Acronis is seeing in terms of the partner base? I'm not talking about Acronis tool sprawl. I'm talking about overall tool sprawl. And then are you able to help consolidate from there?
Right. So you're spot on. We know from our own research, but also from the different pundits that are out there that gather research, 97% of organizations purchase new tools during the pandemic to protect themselves, right? Globally, that's a global number.
Mhm.
Over 60% of them aren't utilizing the tools 100%. In other words, they're buying these tools, but they don't have the capacity to actually deploy them 100% and utilize them. So what's happening globally, not just with MSPs and their clients, but global organizations are simply unable to keep up with that tool sprawl.
Mhm.
And it's actually decreasing their security posture or their efficacy in protecting their users, whomever they are. So it's a real deal. And then you combine that with the shortage in cybersecurity skills and professionals. I think the last statistic I saw was 4 million open recs globally for cybersecurity professionals. So not only are we buying more tools, but we don't have the skill set to actually deploy and utilize them. So it's become a real problem. And you look at the MSP space, we've really been knocked kind of on our backsides into a reactive posture when it comes to security. And that goes wholly against the whole MSP tenet, which is proactive administration, right?
Right.
Proactive protection. So, gosh, I'll use an illustration. All of this coming together, we've got, increase in cybercrime, increase in complexity, right? Because there's more devices, more people, the attack surface has grown, all because we've got this hybrid work from home, sometimes in the office now, sometimes not model. It's really driving a need for integration and automation, true integration and automation. And we're seeing a lot of AI and machine learning built into individual tools, right?
Mhm.
But one of the statistics that kills me as an old MSP is that in SMB, it's still taking us over 100 days on average to patch devices,
Right.
right? So those are two simple tools, vulnerability scanning and a patch management tool.
Right.
But if your patch management tool doesn't know what vulnerabilities you have, how are we proactive, right, in patching
Right.
those devices? So that's one of the small features inside Cyber Protect is vuln scanning with integrated patching, which actually lets you be proactive about patching those devices, protecting them from vulnerabilities, and therefore taking some complexity and work off of your team.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, if an MSP is able to consolidate onto fewer dashboards and fewer platforms, does it free them up then to innovate, pursue new services, go after more customers? Maybe the MSP technician can manage more endpoints or more users per technician, et cetera. Are those all the upside benefits?
Right. So now that we're 2 years into this, what our partners are telling us and showing us is on average, our partners are using 10 or more tools inside their whole stack, whatever that stack is.
Right.
And in deploying the full suite of Cyber Protect, they're able to consolidate down to an average about 5 vendors.
Okay.
They were also deploying 7 or more agents on each device, and they're able to consolidate that down to 2 devices on it, or 2 agents on average.
Right. Right.
The benefits that they're seeing, one that wasn't quite expected, but great, is that their end users start calling the help desk saying, I don't know what you did, but my machine is running faster. I'm
Right.
working faster. So that was a wonderful unintended consequence. But what they're also able to do is our partners are reporting that they're actually onboarding new engineers 50% faster. So
Okay.
they have less to learn, right? So average 5 dashboards rather than 10 or more. And they're onboarding new clients 20% faster.
Okay.
So they're able to bring on more clients with the same amount of engineers, and they're cutting their costs at about 50% on average.
Got it. Okay. So I know Cyber Protect is real. It's out there. MSPs are running it. But for those MSPs that haven't tried it yet, it's sort of a two-part question. Where do I go online to begin this sort of journey of learning? And then also, are you doing any in-person conferences to maybe do even more in-depth training on the platform? So let's start with online, but then let's go to face-to-face. What's going on online?
Sure. Well, so you can always go to our website, right? Acronis.com, specifically about our partner programs, acronis.com/partners.
Mhm.
So you can learn all about kind of what we do, global, local support, all of the marketing support, et cetera, that we do with our partner program. As far as getting our partners together in events, we hold an annual CyberFit Partner Summit every year in Miami, except 2020, that was virtual. But no, so we're coming together again this year in November. It's November 7 to 8 or 7 to 9, excuse me, in Miami at the Fontainebleau. Primarily focused on education and support and information around building a cyber protection practice. The nuts and bolts, how to build a profitable practice. Of course, we also have product training. Our first 2 days are usually dedicated to information, product roadmaps, how to this or that, building a business around Cyber Protect. And then the last day is dedicated. We've got our whole CyberFit Academy team here or in Miami to help our partners get certified and really dig deep into the product and the platform.
Fantastic. So I think you mentioned the URLs already, but just to recap, online, is there a particular landing page that people should look for?
So let's see, it is acronis.events and then Summit 2020.
Okay.
So you can go straight there or just search for it. You'll find it.
Okay. Fantastic. Amy, as usual, thank you very much for the overview and the catch up. I appreciate it.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Joe. It's good to see you.